Hey everybody, just starting to stream here, and I'm gonna be doing some pixel art in Aseprite. Should be tons of fun, probably be real quick. It's already 9:30 here. I know most people who follow me are probably already sleeping, so I am going to throw on some music though. I had some, yes. So people have been asking me about the music. Well, I guess they've been complaining about the music. I guess is that you know politely. People have been complaining politely about the music, and so yeah, I'm going to be making some more. It's very time consuming. I'm looking forward to the process, but it does mean that I won't be able to put out an update that week or whatever when I'm making a new track because they take upwards of, 10, 20 hours, like depending on the track and what I'm trying to do. And I'm very experimental in my composing, and I definitely don't have it down to like a system of just churning them out, which some composers are really good at doing. I'm not like that. I definitely take each project as like its own thing, and Retro Spaceball has actually, like, the audio has always been on my mind ever since the very beginning, and I wasn't sure exactly what to make, so I started working on a lot of different stuff, which I've got in front of me here. So I figure I'd just play some of this during the stream, and I'll just shut up and play some music, right? Just gonna drag everything in here. It says it's playing. I don't hear anything. Oh, that's messed up. Got one of these adapters for a 1/4 inch. These are old school headphones. Old school Sennheisers. There's like no bass either. It's kind of stupid. But they're old, so they just didn't have bass back then. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick look at the levels here. I can talk a little bit louder, I suppose. And I could probably, yeah, that looks fine. I listened to the stream from last night and it sounded fine, so. Whoa. So I'm gonna populate this list here. And just kind of throw everything in there and I'll just grab all of this stuff. I'll just sort through it later. Yeah, got the ASDs in there. Whoa, I'm hitting buttons. There's like duplicates and half tracks or tracks that are half made. A whole bunch of crap in here. So I'll just be like skipping through it as we go. I'll just clean it up real quick. I put all those ASD files in there. Whoa. What happened to the music? Okay. So this is actually the track I made for the game that's going in. The most recent music I made for it. I can't believe it's already, like, I don't know, I made it like, I don't even know when I made it. It was like September, I want to say. I think I made it in September. I don't know. Sometime around there. I'll figure it out. I'm sure it's saved and then edited. Alright, so I'm just gonna start making some art here. Let's talk about it. That's probably a little bit big, but I'll shrink it down later. open up this ship and just kind of start with that. So yeah, a little bit overkill here, which is fine. Just go over here, wrap it later. Alright. So, excuse me. I did draw this, you probably can't see it. It's probably a terrible idea. I did draw some reference laser shots that can go off of. I'm liking the teardrop shape, I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna make a new layer. Still haven't learned the hotkey for that. Alright, sorry. Hit a button. Okay, let's get to work here. Circle. I don't like that. To be uneven, not even. Very even, not uneven. I don't know what I'm saying. I want it to look like how I made it, so that's it. Probably like right there, I'm thinking. G. So, what I really want to do though is pull up the bullets. And look at that. These are the colors of the bullets. Perfect. Okay, so I can actually copy this and paste that, and then just delete this because I don't actually need that. I kind of want to just like steal this, honestly. Just bring it over. Whoa. Everything's in grayscale. I was messing with it. So first I'm going to fill this so I don't lose the thing. I need it to be not in grayscale. I don't really need the ship as reference. It doesn't matter that it's black and white. It's something funny back in the day. Yeah, I still can't seem to get Periscope to work anymore. I don't know why. It says it's online. View event. Oh, I was looking at old. Oh, okay, it is working. Sweet. Cool. And then let's see, it says Facebook's working too. Cool. Oh, hey, people are talking on Facebook. Hey, awesome. Thanks for joining, Troy, Mike. Good to see you guys. Oh shit, now it's coming in. Looping audio. Yeah, I stream every once in a while. I'm gonna turn down the audio because it's not a little loud. I'm actually gonna do it through Discord. That should help a little bit, so it's not too like loud, and also it's like late, so I'm not really being real loud. Yeah, so the music is me. I made the music. Just seeing what's up. Oh yeah, I'm just making this game still, believe it or not, right? It's taking forever. Oh yeah, thanks for mentioning that with the music, Mike. I definitely fixed it, I think. I don't know if you guys left the chat. Sorry, I'm streaming across multiple platforms here, and it's supposed to have like a chat that's supposed to work, but apparently it's not relaying what it's supposed to. So sorry about that. Anyways, yeah. So I'm making, so when it shoots like that, I'm going to make it muzzle flash. That's the plan here. So I actually kind of want this to be like white, because that's probably the color that it's gonna be. But I did kind of want to like steal this guy and like, I don't know, just like see what I could do with it. I don't know. Nah, I don't like it. Whoa. Let's see what else I can find here. Yeah, thanks for playing it back in 2017. I mean, yeah, it's definitely changed a lot since 2017, Mike. There's a versus mode now, so there's like a couch co-op and a wow, the resolution is really terrible on Facebook for some reason. I don't know how to fix that. Yeah, so there's a versus AI mode, there's a versus PvP mode. There's quite a few different changes. There's bonus levels now. So there's 12 single player levels, and then the first 7 of those have bonus levels like attached to them that you can unlock if you like find certain pickups in the level. And then yeah, it's going through a lot. I've got this Trello board, right? This is the marketing one, but I've got this other one here. This is the Trello board for Retro Spaceball. So this column here is just stuff that either hasn't been fully tested yet, or I just keep it here to remind myself that I've actually done stuff. Because because this is all like completed stuff, but all this stuff is like stuff that needs to be done. So it's kind of daunting, you know. This bugs one, it just keeps going, and yeah, I just put some new ones on today. Got a new tester on Discord. I've got like a chat thing going here on the Discord. I've got my own Discord server, and yeah, this is like a channel that shows you when I'm going live. But then there's also like a channel with all the links for the game. This channel has like all of my GIFs and stuff that I post on Twitter. I post on Facebook too, but a lot of times it doesn't get seen. So like I just kind of give up because the algorithms are so crazy. As you can see, I've been doing it for a while. I kind of started this Discord when I first put out the alpha, which is crazy different. But yeah. No, this isn't version control at all. This is just like a chat room for the game. The version control is actually in the engine. This collab function here. So like this last update was me because I'm the only one working on the game. Beta 1.19 is stable PvP and versus mode updates, some single player updates. And then if I click this button here, it's got a list of all of the commits that I've done recently, and then I can go back and go back. There's like 19 pages of this. So that's like all the way back to December. I don't want to go back, obviously, but I could. The other thing I was showing you is the Discord. This is oh no, the Trello. I see what you're saying. The Trello board is the forget what they call it. It's I was using like an agile method on this program called, or this website called Taiga, but it got like cumbersome, and it's like takes a long time to load, and it looks like it's a little bit faster, but it's still not very intuitive. So I was doing this method, and like I should probably be around here or so, but I kind of stopped, and you can see this is the backlog on Taiga, which is like this agile method. And then so a lot of that stuff's been done, a lot of it hasn't, but I converted it all into cards. And this is just a lot easier because it's just more movable. I can just take something and put it in a different column, or I can put in a hierarchy. I can give it labels and stuff like that, and I can let other people join really easy, which is super useful because now I've actually got a marketing person on the team. And then like this dude here, he's a awesome tester. He's like super big in the community, so like I gave him a link and stuff like that. And yeah, a couple people have kind of jumped on. Let's see. Yeah, I totally do code. I'm probably going to implement this muzzle flash in once I finish it. But it's, yeah, Unity is very much code driven. I mean, as much as engines are like drag and drop these days, this game wouldn't be much without all these scripts running it, and that's what these are here. The biggest one is probably the game manager. I could bust that out. Well, actually, no. I think there's a bigger one, but this one is like intuitively big. It's not like, I don't know. I guess that's not a good way to put it. It's bigger than it should be, but it's not like insanely big. I have one that's just like, it doesn't make sense that it's that big. This one actually makes some sense. Or no, yeah. Okay. So a lot of this stuff here, where was that? This stuff here, this is clearing the data from the game details script, which holds like all of the save data. And then so these are like what they should be when you clear it. Like, so each level has all of these stats for the single player mode, and it saves it for each person who like has it for each device, right? And here it starts getting into some buttons and stuff. I ended up putting a lot more buttons in this script than I probably would have if I were to make it again. Yeah, there's a lot to this one, but like these are just the variables at the top, and then it finds the game details so it can pull the data, and then it kind of like unwinds from there. It's got this background game music manager that it calls upon, and it's basically like a singleton, they call it. So yeah. Visual Studio. Yeah, no, I prefer Visual Studio for sure. Man, my headphones are glitching out. Those stupid adapters. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish this muzzle flash real quick and then try to implement it before it gets too late, because I do gotta work in the morning. I do kind of want some like green on it, so I'm gonna put like a green border, I think. Where'd my stylus go? Here we go. And yeah, probably zoom in just a bit to make it easy. Oh. So this is music that I actually like was working on when I was coming up with how, like, the style I was gonna make for Retro Spaceball, but like I hit upon a lot of stuff that I really liked, but it wasn't good for the game. So I was kind of like getting that out of my system while I was learning this like genre that I was gonna like touch upon. But I decided to do it far more chiptune reference or influence, because it just fits the aesthetic of the game more. It's not as like, I don't know, ironic as some of the like retro wave or like vaporwave games. This is more like trying to be nostalgic or pay homage rather than like I don't know how to describe it. I like some of that vaporwave stuff, well, like a lot of it, but that's just not what I'm trying to do here. So I feel like that should do most of it, but I do want this like teardrop thing. Is that symmetrical? No. That's not either. There we go. No. Damn it. There. I'll just have to do it the hard way. Oh, don't do that. I totally changed the ending on that song. It's weird to hear it that way. Oh. Yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks for watching, Mike. I really appreciate it. But it's cool you're going in and out. Totally doesn't make a difference to me. Oh, shit. What am I doing here? I want to edit, flip. That's what I want to do. That doesn't look right at all. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, that works. There we go. Oh. I feel like that will do. Of course, I'm gonna need a magenta one. Crop it first here. There we go. Work with Krita for one day and it all goes out the window. I don't even know what is like. Let's just go with 32. Okay, so 64. I wonder if I could get it to fit in. I don't think I can, but oh, I can. Look at that. Oh, 32 by 32 pixels. And there is the muzzle flash. Insanely quick. Which is why I started the stream at like 9:30. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a muzzle flash. Might as well stream it, right? Yeah, so this color, and then to get magenta, I just drag it over here. Yeah, and that will do. So first I'm gonna save it. Just export it as a PNG. I'm just gonna put it directly into the bullets folder, like just right into the game folder. We'll call it green Muzz Flash. The green Muzz Flash. Then we're gonna make it magenta. And do the same thing here. Oh, and this is a turntable sample. Oh, I'll show you the muzzle flash in a second. Let me save this magenta one. So there's the magenta one, and then the green one is like that. So pretty simple, but it's only going to be on the screen for like a flash at a time. So, and then it's going to be like overlapped by the ship and the bullet, the bullets that come out of it. So we'll see how difficult it is to actually put it into the game. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't think of putting this in like up front, you know, but it's just one of those things, right? Alright, so the way I'm gonna do it is actually gonna be in the shoot control script, which I made this like back 2017 or whatever. Where the hell is it? I'm terrible. Shoot control. There it is. Alright, so the shoot control script is what makes the players shoot. Pretty simply. What it really does though is it calls a like a loop. Where the hell is it? Here we go. So this coroutine called shooting is it's like a big loop that continues as long as you're holding the button down, and it decides what the outline's changing color Sorry, I just read what you said, Mike. The outlines change in color depending on what player, because now that there's 2 players, there needs to be magenta bullets for every single bullet I make, because there's green bullets now, and then magenta bullets for the second player, or the AI. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I could show you real quick what it's like. Don't know if I have a controller plugged in. Got something. I don't know. I'll just play it with my hand here. I'm gonna actually just turn off the music though, real quick. All right, so because it thinks it's a WebGL version, it's got the versus 2-player mode turned off, because right now the WebGL is buggy with 2 players. So I'm just gonna delete the data, start the match, because it saves your previous records. And so yeah, this is how that works. I can actually make it bigger so you can actually see it here. There we go. Oh, and I can fix the aspect ratio. So this is what it would look like if you play it on your computer. I'm getting my ass kicked here. So this turntable mix, actually my most recent ex gave me a bunch of records. She actually took a trip to Chicago, and she bought me a bunch of records that she had purchased, and so I made a mix, just like randomly selecting records from she gave me quite a few, and she didn't know any of the ones that she just randomly grabbed records from the the 25-cent bin or whatever, you know, the 50-cent bin, and they're pretty cool. Some of them are quite cool. Some more useful than others. This is like some type of banjo thing or something. So the AI is not very smart yet. It hasn't even moved yet. But alright, it just started moving, but I was gonna win. Or he was gonna win if I didn't move. Sometimes it goes the other way. And if you're lucky, you can get it so the AI never moves, even though the ball's falling down on their side. And they're too stupid because they don't realize they have to move. The AI only moves when there's like something about to hit it, and then it starts moving constantly. I have plans to make it smarter and to make it dumber. I'm probably gonna put like a slider in. I've kind of mastered it at this point. I have to give it quite an advantage for it to win. Oh yeah, I could try beating it with no bullets. See how that goes here. Might work pretty well here. The bullets are what triggers it to move. So, yep, there's a bug. You remember being at the lake house when Ryan's band was playing, and you'd bust out the turntables? Yeah, those are the days, man. Those were the days. Yeah, I still got all this stuff. It's in my bedroom. I'm actually planning on doing a stream, just like a turntable, like a, what do they call that? Like a improv, and just like grab records and try to mix them together. It usually sounds terrible, but it's a lot of fun for me. I really like doing it, and doing it live doesn't bother me at all. I think it's even funner sometimes. you know? So yeah, this is what I've been working on, but it definitely needs more oomph when the bullets come out, and that's why I'm making the muzzle flash. And it will just be a split second. It'll just turn on the graphics when it makes a bullet. So it should be relatively easy to code. I've kind of already thought it out in my head. There we go. And so back to shoot control here. So this is where it makes the bullet, right? So it pulls it out from the object pooler script, which finds a shared instance of this function, which is get pooled object shot 1. Shot 1 is a prefab which I made of a bullet. So like shot 2 or shot 4, there are different bullets based on which pickup you have, or like which power-ups you have. So it checks your power-ups before it produces the bullet, right? So your shot integer is the way it computes which bullets to give you, and that's decided elsewhere when you get the pickups. I think it's at the top of the script. Like, oh, here, find bullet. That's exactly where, this is where it is. This is actually a really simple script, little function that just finds your bullet size integer, and then finds your bullet speed integer, and provides a shot integer based on what your bullet speed and size integers are. Pretty simple. There's only two, like it's either got speed or it's got size. So like right now it doesn't like get real big, or it doesn't get infinitely fast, but your rate does get infinitely faster because that's a completely different thing. Yeah, so what I want to do is like right here where it sets this to be active, I actually want to set something else to be active. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just like make a mark there, and because I just hit enter, it puts these yellow lines there, you know, which you're used to Visual Studio, so you know. So that way I'll just be able to scroll back to where I was once I start writing here. So I'm gonna make a public game object. I don't know, just put it at the top so it's easy to find. Public game object. Object. Yeah. Can't seem to write. Okay, and I'm gonna call it. I'm just gonna call it green Muzz Flash Geo for game object. I just read your comment about playing guitar being fun for you, and sounds terrible. Yeah, I mean, this, what we're listening to is the equivalent of what I'm talking about. I mean, so it's, to me it sounds good, otherwise I wouldn't be listening to it, I guess. But it's a little weird. There's like some accordion and some like polka wedding music going on with like hip-hop beats, right? A little weird. So I'm just gonna set this game object to be active, like as I set this other thing to be active. And that's like super simple, but I want it to happen every single time I make a shot active. So I gotta copy or paste this a whole bunch here. For every instance of something being fired, I want this green muzzle flash, right? Until I get to the other player. Sorry if I bumped the microphone, it's probably super loud. It's kind of close to, oh, yeah, kind of close to my hand. Alright, so what did I do? I feel like, oh, never mind. Where it says AI shot, that's what I'm looking for. So I think, right? Yeah. It's been a while since I've looked at this, even though I was just looking at it, yeah, like last. So I took a couple days off and just kind of cleared my mind after the last update. And yeah, so my brain's a little bit getting back into the groove of things. The Adult Swim bumps, yeah, you know, I really dug those back in the day. Like Flying Lotus did a bunch of those. He was like the main bump guy, and I definitely really enjoy his music. There could be a shortcut for doing it for the second player. I can't remember how I have it. I think it's in a separate script, but yeah. So there's this AI shoot. I'm not trying to write. Alright, just use the mouse. So this is basically a duplicate of the script because I didn't want the script to get overwhelmingly large, and I didn't want to do any like hard coding. You know, I don't want to do things that are difficult. I'd much rather just copy and paste something, but I didn't want it to be too large, so I made a duplicate. And so yeah, this is where I'm gonna put the magenta one in. So essentially I gotta do it again, but at least it's separate and it's not overwhelmingly confusing, because that's the issue that I'm running into now, is that I'm like probably about a year, maybe a year and a half away from release, and the code base is like bolstering. It's kind of ugly, and it's because I write spaghetti code. But yeah, that's the nature of indie game development, right? If you're not a great coder, then you're gonna have some spaghetti code. It's just the way it goes. Public game object magenta Muzz flash, and that should be lowercase. Magenta Muzz flash. Geo. Okay, so that takes care of all the scripting for the muzzle flash. Now I just need to set up the game object. So I'm gonna have to do that in a few different scenes, because the player is only a prefab on the single player mode, since the versus AI and the versus PvP are still very much in like a early early version. They're basically still prototypes that I haven't set in stone yet, so they're not prefabs. What I'm probably going to do is make separate prefabs, but they're nearly done, so I won't have to worry about that so much. But yeah, little things I will have to do across three scenes. So I'm gonna find my scenes folder, pull up my new first level, which is no longer new. Alright, so the very first level is just one straight shot. Very simple. I had a lot of trouble with the previous first level. Oh hey Kim, thanks for joining the Retro Spaceball stream here. So this first level, you don't even really need to look at it to play it. Well, I don't. I've seen people still have trouble with it. Of course, it's like an onboarding level. Yeah, and then it just keeps getting harder from there. Not by a whole lot. This level has power-ups, and they kind of get in your way just to show you that they're good, and that the level is difficult, you know, like it can be hard, you know, and that they can be helpful. So like this one makes it bigger, makes the bullets bigger. Yeah, and then I hit that checkpoint thing. Oh, my rate went up, so it shoots faster. So now the ball can't fall down all the way. And look at that. How cool is that? What's really cool is that the pickups stack. So, like now I've got spread shot. Like if I were to keep getting pickups. Oh, and then there's these gold medals, right? That unlocks the bonus levels. Every once in a while the ball will go through the wall, pop out. But the joys of game development, right? So I'm not doing the bonus level because those are not exactly fine-tuned yet. They're interesting, they're just not a whole lot of fun yet. I basically am using them as a reason to put in unfinished game mechanics and to get away with it. But yeah, the bonus levels were a lot harder to find at first, but I realized that people weren't finding them, so I made them easier to find. I think I'm going to make them a little bit harder eventually, but... Was that the end of everything? The end of everything. No, it was just the end of that track. So this is something that I'm working on, this track. I'm not sure what it's for. It could be Retro Spaceball. It could very well be Retro Spaceball. I'm really not sure. It's a little bit more new-ish sounding, but not a whole lot. Still has chiptune elements. Oh, so this is a bonus level. There's lava on the ceiling. Oh, this is an early version also. Of the track, I mean, the breakdown was a little bit different there. In fact, I just want to skip it and hear the right one now. And I want to skip this level because I'm not even working on that level, I'm working on this level. Alright, so let's get that muzzle flash in the game. So there's build manager, which is where I hide my player for some reason. And the player's in there. he's gonna need a new game object, so I'm just gonna open up the prefab here, which makes him look very invisible because he hasn't been teleported in yet, which will look like that. Or yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna make a new game object within the player graphics, and just gonna make it empty, and we're gonna call it Muzzle Flash. And Muzzle Flash is gonna have a sprite. These need to be imported properly here, so I'm going to change the filter mode to no filter and the compression to none, and that should take care of that. So yeah, I'm just gonna actually drag the green one onto this muzzle flash, and that did not work. Usually that works. It's not working. Alright, so I'm just gonna add a component here, and we'll type in sprite. Oh, totally clicked the wrong thing. Sprite render. Cool, so here we can... You know what, I didn't put it... Sprite 2D and UD. Yeah, that's why it wasn't working. I was like, why isn't it working? This needs to work. See, it worked that time. But actually it made a new game object, which isn't what I want. So I'm gonna copy the component, move the component, paste the component, and delete that guy. Alright, so there's our muzzle flash, and it looks stretched the fuck out, which is weird. Oh, I know what's going on here. Alright, so where did it go? Muzzle flash. It needs to like get outside of things, right? I'm just gonna have to stretch it by hand because it's like player stretched. Alright. It's like not where everything else is or something. I don't know. I'm gonna need to see that ship though. And then where's my muzzle flash? Oh. God damn it. There we go. Muzzle flash. It's tiny. I don't know why it's weird. Everything's weird. I don't want it to be weird. Alright. I keep losing it. There we go. Should be relatively easy to piece on there, right? Did I make it too small? I did, didn't I? I don't like how it's not like square. Pretty close though. It seems big though. I mean, I don't know if I can get away with just shrinking it, but definitely seems like it should be more like that size. And also it shouldn't have like that much like background. Oh, it should be on the screen though. Yeah. So that way the glow doesn't get interference. Also, but it's supposed to be behind the ship though, so I don't know. Alright. This should work. So I'm gonna turn it off. Turn off the player graphics. Leave the prefab. And then I'm gonna put in the game object. Did I not save the script? I didn't. Okay. Should be right here at the top. Gun Muzz Flash. Green Muzz Flash. Alright, let's test this out. Alright, so it's turning it on. That's cool. I forgot to tell it that it needs to turn itself off. So that was not it with the script. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another one of these. Make another one of these. Copy and paste that. Drag it up to top here. Make a public float. And that's going to determine how long the muzzle flash stays on the screen. And then I'm going to grab the muzzle flash and then turn it off. Yeah, and that should take care of it. Okay, so the muzzle flash is gone. But it's not staying on very long. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's currently staying on for 0 seconds, which is not very long. So let's try like 0.1 seconds. So it'll be on there for 1/10 of a second. Maybe it won't be so powerful. That's way too long. It's just like sitting on the screen forever. Let's try a 1/100th of a second. And I'm glad you enjoyed that comment, Mike, about the putting in the unfinished game mechanics and getting away with it. Well, it's more about testing than getting away with it, right? Because if I'm not sure that a game mechanic's gonna work, I'm not gonna like base a level around it. But I will base a bonus level around it. But also I have some really cool bonus levels. Like there's this one I'm gonna bust out because it's that much fun. And it's unfinished, it's not in the game yet, so it's that much more interesting. Let's see, bonus level 8, of course. Oh, you know what, I should go back though. And I should just set up that prefab so that way the bullets shoot on all the single player mode levels. So that way they'll work on this level. Okay, so here we go. Bonus round. Oh. This one has a brand new mechanic that's not in the game yet. Oh, and thanks for joining, Art. Ashcraft, good to see you, man. So the first part of this level is completely unfinished, which is why it's not in the game yet. I just copy and pasted the first bonus level and took out the walls, so those coins have no purpose. But this is new. If I can get it to land on it. Here it goes. I had to make my own sound effect because I haven't made it yet. Oh. Oh. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it. It's all over now. It's a good thing they reset. So it's like a green goo because I want to like make more green goo mechanics. Whoa. And so this is an example of a more experimental track that I'm probably not going to use anything outside of streams like this. So yeah, that was the Goop rocket platform mechanic. Super proud of. Back to new first level. I mean, those muzzle flashes look pretty good. I think this works as far as speed. Maybe it could stay on a little bit longer. I think I was listening to a lot of Devo when I wrote this track. Like lost track of what I was looking for. I feel like you'd be bigger now. Like it felt so small or so large before, but now it feels small. I think this might be the way to do it. Maybe. It just seems so not the same. It needs to be a little bit bigger. And then I'll drag it down like that. I feel like that might work. I don't know, let's try that. Now it's a little too wide. I think this is it. I think I got it. Looks pretty good. I feel like it's a little bit wide, but if I made it any smaller, I'd probably say it's too small, and then go back. Because it's got to be exaggerated. Definitely makes it look more powerful. I'm a little worried about the sound effect, since there is none. It already feels loud. I feel like I'm gonna have to like a hi-hat. In fact, that's probably a good idea. Should probably write that down. And this is why I have so many cards on here. Actually, this will go in sound. Probably already have it written down, but whatever. And it won't be a straight hi-hat. It'll be a modulated hi-hat. And of course it's in question mark because I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. I'll feel different tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah. So now that the Muzzle Flash is in single player mode, I want it to be in PvP. So the quickest way to do this is actually going to be a copy and paste it. So I'm going to go back because I didn't copy it. I'm going to grab it from the prefab in the graphics, Muzzle Flash. Just Control C for copy, and then I'm going to change scenes here. Go to this guy, go to Build Manager, Player, Graphics. Within the graphics, it didn't put it in there. Drag it in there, and there it is. Go to the player script, put in my Muzzle Flash. Muzzle Flash time, I think it was 0.15. No, 0.015. Alright. So that does it for him. Next is this one. And we've got our AI Muzzle Flash. But it needs to be magenta. So we're just gonna grab the magenta Muzzle Flash. Which starts with the letter M. I cannot seem to find. There it is. Alright, so that one's on that one, but it's all the way down there and it's facing the wrong direction. Whoa. So we're gonna need to turn on our player graphics. Oh, I dragged it way too far, didn't I? Turn on our Muzzle Flash. Line it up. Rotate it. That looks freaky. Zero. And I'm gonna fit it right onto that little lip. Gonna turn it off, and then I'm going to put it in. Oh, it's already there. You know, I didn't go back in and tell this one to turn off though, so I should do that. Magenta. I need to make this guy. Oh, that's not a game object. It's a fallet. Alright, 0.015. That should take care of that guy. So I'm going to just copy this one and then come back for the other one. That'll just make it that much easier. Oh, you know, I forgot to turn the guy off. I'll have to do that. Did I not? Graphics. Alright. .015. Let me go back, save it, turn off that dude that I left on. Wrong one. There we go. And find the players, graphics, and muzzle flash, copy. Open the other scene and put it on the player. Graphics. Paste. .015. Oh, that's not .015. Come on. Okay, so this should work. Of course, playing against myself. Oh, it didn't work. Look at that. What have I done wrong? But where's the player? Come back, player. Oh, player's not at the bottom of the screen, that's for sure. Forgot this is versus mode. It's a whole nother beast. Alright, where is the player? Okay, now it should work. Alright. Where's that other scene? Just as I suspected. Yeah, I think this was one of the very first like attempts at making music for Retro Spaceball, and I was like, this first part was going fine, and then I was like, I'm gonna do something different, and I just like messed it all up. But that's cool, whatever, that's the way it works sometimes. Alright, so the AI's shot control is not turning off properly. No big surprise there. Yeah, this was the part I didn't like. So it should be turning it off. Unless there's something I'm missing. Wonder if I put it in that done shooting one, that too. Maybe just like try different things until it works, you know? Oh. Errors. Oh. Can't do that. Wasn't the coroutine. Uh-huh. Doesn't seem to be turning it off. There must be some difference between these scripts, even though they're like copy and pasted. Magenta Most Flash Geo. I don't understand why it wouldn't be working. The hell did I miss? Oh, I think I know. Do I? Do I know? No, I don't know. I think all of this is actually supposed to be here. I'm confused because I haven't heard this version of the song in a long time, so I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Looks like it's supposed to be down even one further. but I don't know. I'm just counting brackets at this point. Oh, I done something. The fuck? This is GIF worthy. Sometimes you just gotta make GIFs. It's part of the development. Hey Tana, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Getting sidetracked by a GIF opportunity here. Why does that look so weird? This is the scene view, that's why. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Get in your corner. Come on. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just making a GIF here. Does streaming help the process in any kind of way? Yeah, I would say it does. First of all, it helps me like to not get bored. Like while I'm working, you know, it's pretty easy to feel lonely sometimes. It definitely helps find testers. It helps to get people interested. And then Unity crashes mid GIF. You can't. That's great. That's going in the GIF. But yeah, no, it really does actually help. Definitely. I'm planning on streaming like almost the whole process for the card game that I'm making, where like it's very much going to be art centric. So having all of that time to just draw on stream and build a community around it is going to help a ton for when like I want to get like a Kickstarter and that type of stuff going. So yeah, every little bit counts totally. Like right now I'm streaming across like a bunch of different platforms and stuff, so I'm not really keeping track of any one, but usually a lot of times I was just like doing it in Twitch, and it's pretty easy to tell that people were watching. But yeah, not a whole lot of people watching tonight. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot either though. You know, it's late. I don't know. That's just how things go, right? But whatever. So I've got this GIF. I can just kind of hold on to that. Relaunch Unity. Get out of here. Unity's not supposed to crash like that. I say that, but it does. Happens a lot. This is another iteration of that same song. It's so weird hearing this. I kind of miss that, like, Space Invaders sound. It's not in there anymore. So what did I do to break that damn thing? I think it was this done shooting one or something, because that was just like a guess, right? But it was really weird the way that worked out, right? just like started exploding everywhere and shit. So maybe it was where it's supposed to be or something. Hold on, I'll just keep moving around. Very haphazard sometimes. Well, this is not crashing Unity. Lots of sparkles. He's a sparkly mofo. I stood no chance against the OP sparkle monster. I've got actually a lot of projects, to be honest. Yeah, and honestly, the only time that I really just like tinker with music is just for me, absolutely. When I'm making a game, no, and don't apologize for blowing me up. I didn't have the chat window open, so I wasn't seeing it at first. But yeah, no, I'm super big fan of experimental music. Like whenever I make music, it's just for me. But now that I'm making games and it needs music, it's like kind of opening me to this other world of like, it's got to be somewhat commercially viable, but it's also game music, so it gets away with a little bit more. And it's also like kind of expected to be a little bit more like a soundtrack from film, which is something that I'm also fond of, is like soundtrack music type stuff. So it's kind of perfect for me as far as composition goes, because I was just never really pleased with fitting into a genre. Even when I'm trying to write stuff for like these like, you know, subculture genres, like I still don't like fitting into those either. Like I really like retro wave and like synth wave and all that stuff that's happening, like as a like homage to the past, but like, you know, bringing the new mixing techniques into it and stuff like that. I really like all that stuff, but it's hard for me to like say like, oh, I'm just gonna follow all of those rules and not break those rules and be exactly what you expect. Like even within those genres, when I show my music to people, they say this is really interesting for synthwave. You know, they're like, what are you doing with this? And maybe you should do this. And it's like, yeah, you know, I kind of like it the way it is. Like that works too. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. I mean, for me, this is kind of like crashing point here, since it's already like 11. But I gotta work in the morning, so you know, that type of thing. I don't know. I did want to get like, does this even show? Look at that was broken. Before I go fixing things. Yeah, it looks pretty broken. Things that are broken go pretty well on Twitter. A new number. That looks weird. Bug 1. Because I'm planning for more bugs. I really am. I live in Arizona, so since we don't observe the daylight savings time, thankfully, it's only 11 o'clock here. But everyone's already asleep by the time we get home, as far as the internet stuff goes. Like, try getting a hold of you know, England, right? Or Australia. No, I'm just kidding. So I do have networks across the seas. So that GIF was 10 megabytes, which is a little bit big for Discord. I haven't trimmed it down yet though, so that might help. I don't know why I didn't trim it the first time. I'm just gonna... Oh, it won't let me save over it. Well, it did. It let me save over it. Sorry, it looks like I'm just sitting here, but there's this... Like it's too late to post these, but I'll probably like schedule these as tweets, or this as a tweet. I think that's small enough to fit on Twitter. I can reduce the size to put it on Discord. It's just a bug anyways. But yeah, I moved to Phoenix almost 4 years ago. Definitely love it out here. It beats the shit out of the Midwest. Oh no, small. One 1.2.0. So anyways, to fix that bug, I think I just gotta keep moving this guy around. I think that's the real problem here. But and now it's not going away. Did I do it on the wrong script or what? Because whoa, the muzzle flash is not attached to the player. Or it is, but it's way down there. What the hell happened there? Why? Didn't I fix this? I thought I fixed this. I can't listen to this over and over again. Yeah, find the right version. Yeah, I've got some YouTube channels. Let me find the link, and I'll just send it to you through chat because I don't have clout. I don't have a name for my channels. Oh, you know, I have to load up Facebook on this computer. There we go. I can give you that one, and then I can give you also I have my my podcast as a YouTube channel you might be interested in. I'll give you that one as well. It's only got 3 videos up, but more to come. There you go. I sent the links into the live stream thing. And yeah. Cool. Party time. Let's fix this muzzle flash. I could have sworn I already fixed it. I don't know why I went back to where it was. Oh, is it because of the crash? It's because of the crash. Because I didn't hit save before I hit play. So at least my muzzle flash is working properly. What could make this thing turn off at the right time? You know, this just doesn't seem right where it's at. I mean, yeah, maybe it's working, but it's not working right. I think it's supposed to be here. Because it's like outside of the bullet ends. Because this is like shot in 4. And if it doesn't fit in shot in 4, then it doesn't fit in any shot ins or whatever. Or it runs after, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's working. Oh. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, I think I know what's going on. This needs to be happening here also. It's the only thing I can think of. Although this probably shouldn't happen twice. Okay. And it's working. Got the muzzle flashes. Let's get it big so I can bask in its glory. I can't stand that. One issue with the player needs to be off. There we go. Where did I put my game controllers? Oh, I think they're in my backpack still. From Saturday. What happened? Play. Oh, pause. I'm gonna win, you magenta scum. So what I like about it is that like you can like totally shoot his bullets, but it's like really hard to get it exact, and the the window is really, really small, but it's totally an option, and it's at least worth a shot. I am the winner. His shield didn't deplete at all. Did I just not hit him that whole time? Is he invincible? When did he become invincible? He wasn't invincible yesterday? Alright, well I can't deal with that. It's not something I'm prepared for. I'll just make a note and deal with it tomorrow. Yeah, well, I think that pretty much does it here. And I'm just catching up on what you just said, Mike. You're definitely a podcast guy. That's cool. Definitely a podcast guy myself. I listen to podcasts like nearly 8 hours every day at work, so definitely a podcaster, listener, dude. Is the flash only happening every few shots? I think it's happening every shot. Maybe it's not happening every shot. I don't know. I'll have to take another look at it. As a gamer, I think it'd be cool if it was easier to blast his shots earlier on and then make it harder the further you go. Like, you mean to ramp the difficulty the further along you get into the game? I think that's what you mean, and that makes sense. As far as the difficulty for the AI bot goes, I haven't even really started to scratch the surface on that. Like I have ideas of making it more difficult, obviously. But as far as like how I'm going to make like a game out of it, I'm thinking like Mortal Kombat style, where it's just like you like rank among these different ships that are like, you know, they get more and more badass. But I also want to put some of those characters or some of those ships into like the single player mode and have like mini bosses like that come down and like follow you for a bit and you gotta shoot them and stuff. So I'm really not sure exactly what I'm doing yet, but it's getting pretty late in the dev cycle, so a lot of this stuff I should have kind of figured out. And I think part of the problem is that it's very time consuming. It's taking a long time to do all this stuff by myself, and since I don't have a team or anything, or I don't have a budget to quit my job or whatever, my job is providing the budget for the game, so can't quite quit that yet. But hopefully, if I spend wisely, invest wisely in this game, and the game does well, then I can quit my job and just make games, because like you asked if I had other projects, I definitely have other projects. I have a card game that I'm working on. I've actually got right here. So this is like a deck of just like handmade cards. I don't know, you probably can't see too well, but it's called Coronal Mass Ejection, and it's kind of like Magic the Gathering, but it's it's all one deck, right? In Magic it was all like booster decks and stuff like that, but in Coronal Mass Ejection it's all one deck. Let me get a picture here. So here's the first prototype card that I made on the stream last night. But yeah, essentially each card has like different rules on it, and you're a spaceship. Like, instead of being a sorcerer like in Magic the Gathering, you're like a mothership and you put together a fleet. So I'm definitely really excited about that. I've been playing it with one of my friends, and yeah, it's just been a whole bunch of fun making it. I can't wait to keep going on it. But also, I got another video game project in the works. It's like a cyberpunk RPG adventure game, and I've also got a dice game in the works that, well, I've already designed it. I just need to like, you know, manufacture it and stuff, and I'm probably gonna do that myself. But yeah, I am gonna end the stream here. I definitely appreciate you hanging out, Mike, and anyone else who joins or watch this on YouTube, because it just goes right up there. Anyone on Twitch, Periscope, all the spots, definitely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about my projects, there's a newsletter that I've got that's pretty cool. Should be on all the links to like my videos on YouTube and all that stuff, and it's actually in the game, so if you want to play the game, that's the best way to find the link to the newsletter. You can just click the button in the game. Very simple. Go to itch, search for Retro Spaceball. And there it is, Retro Spaceball. You can play it in the browser, but I actually recommend downloading it. But you can just join the newsletter here, provide your email address, subscribe, and it will show you how to unlock versus mode and all of this good stuff. And it'll kind of give you a little bit more information about what I'm doing, totally. About all my other projects, and how to get more in touch, links to the Discord, that type of stuff. But yeah, let's see. I'm glad you're enjoying or watching this, and I definitely am making huge strides. You were literally at Walmart with your girlfriend looking at Magic and was saying if you had anyone to play with, you'd put money in it again. You know, there are game places, like game shops and stuff, and they actually have like groups that get together. So if you're actually interested in finding a group, I would say go to like Joliet or something like that. I don't know exactly where you're at. And find a game shop, and they usually have like bulletin boards or something like that. And if you ask, I'm sure they have a Magic the Gathering night. Pretty common. Out here, there's like game shops. I don't know, there's like a few in my area. Let's see. You and a guy made a game that was like a one-on-one Final Fantasy tactics thing. That sounds really cool, actually. For me, like, since I'm not like a programming background, making a tactics game just sounds insanely difficult. I'm following a few on Twitter right now. There's actually a pretty big pull for tactics games right now. There's a lot of tactics games coming out right now. But yeah, it's beside. I can't. Or I'm sorry. I'm getting tired. I can't even think clearly. But yeah, there's no way I could. Yeah, I don't think I could figure that out. It just seems too difficult. But I'm gonna call it a night, Mike. Thanks for hanging out and talking with me. I really appreciate it. Definitely check out more of the game, and yeah, if you want to check out my podcast, totally. But let me know what you think of the game when you play it. I'm definitely interested in hearing about any feedback you have. Oh, that was a board game. Okay. I don't think I've played any tactics board games. Oh, I guess chess would be a tactics board game, wouldn't it? That's pretty cool, though. Very interesting. But yeah, I am going to log off here. Thank you very much again for checking out my stuff. Definitely appreciate it. But have a good evening. Take care. Goodbye. Later on, Mike.